Good evening, everybody. This is Stan for theartofchart.net, and this is the daily update for Tuesday, February 6th. And I'm going to start on the E-mini tonight as I did last night. And last night's recording, we said watch for two targets, the second standard deviation Bollinger Band, and if we convert it, watch for 2700s, and we're at the second target that we talked about last night. So big move. The gap down, as we mentioned, played out. We're basically in a little flag structure here, guys. This is a corrective overlapping choppy structure. I'm looking for this to play out lower. Now, what I think we have here is just a large degree not large degree, but just an A, B, C lower. I'll show you some bigger picture charts in a minute, but I want to show you the detail here. So again, what I would call a limit down move. We were 5% down. We didn't hit a limit down. Again, as I mentioned, we did the 5%, over 5% in Globex yesterday. And so this is more or less expected, the relief rally, okay, the bear market type rally. Okay, we're not in a bear market, by the way. For me, this little flag right here should resolve to the upside. We have a little room for some negative D here. And we already have negative D. It's already in place, so it could turn immediately. But I'm watching for just a little bit more of a play, a higher 2718, 2720, anywhere from 2700 to 2720. I'm going to give you bigger ranges because, guys, there's big volatility here. So my targets are going to have a little wider range, and there's no getting around that. That's just how it is. Okay, so watch an area here for a turn. My bias is we do a full retest of the low. Okay, so this low will not stand here by itself. This is not a turn. We're not going to go to a new high, and anybody that's telling you that, I think they're smoking something. Okay, I don't believe that's going to happen. Very low odds. Okay, very low odds that will happen. I'm looking for a full retest, at least a double bottom. We're likely to go lower, and I'm looking for that this week. Okay, so looking at the S&P 500, what I did is just move the timing to the left here a little bit, but we were talking about watching a move up to the 2700 area. We mentioned gap down. Okay, we're going to get a gap fill immediately. We're going to get a rally in the morning. That is played out. We are at this trend line. Remember, I said the trend line is going to be an area where we have an inflection point. That's where we are right now. Okay, so 2695 is what we printed. We penetrated that trend line barely. We could go hit the full 100% Fibonacci at 2703. We could go hit the green line, which is the S1. Which is at 2713. Okay, so again, watch the 2700 to 2720 area. We may go higher tonight in the overnight, but I am looking for a full retest and then some on the S&P. I would really like to see the 200-day moving average. So I'm looking down in the 2550 to 2500 area. Okay, so and I have 2528 specifically mentioned here. I'm not going to be surprised to see that in the next 3 days. I'm expecting this kind of move. Average true range, I mentioned ATR. ATR is now 68. A third of that should be your stop. Okay? Now, I know that may be a little strange to some of you who maybe have never traded a market like this, but this is a 23 handle stop, 22 handle stop, something like that. Okay, so, you know, that is something to keep in mind. And if you're not going to be able to trade this market with a 23 handle stop, then you shouldn't be trading it. Go trade oil. Okay, the oil setup was nice today. Okay, there are other things you can trade. If we get into a trend down situation and we're at a 20% up volume and then a 10% up volume, and you want to hop in short, that doesn't require as big of a stop. Okay, but in a two-sided trade like we had today, you need to have a big stop. Average true range, look at the daily chart. 5-day average is what I use. Some guys use 3, but this is a good volatility indicator to help you decide how much risk you have in a trade, okay, with the kind of market conditions we have, which is a VIX of 30. Okay, so, you know, VIX of 30, 2% move every 3 days on average. So this is a different market than the one we've been in, so just be aware is all I'm saying. Okay, so with that said, the Russell, we're not at target yet. Okay, but the target I had was higher. The 3 up is higher, 1521. I'd like to see it. I'm still expecting a full retrace on the Russell. Okay, I'm looking for a full retracement. I said gap down. We got the gap down. I said we'd be at target. We're pretty darn close. Okay, pretty darn close to target. 1461. I said the target was 1450. So again, in terms of this structure, a contracting ending diagonal. Remember, Origin is usually the target. We're already there. I don't think we're done. This low needs to get retested. The low in Globex needs to be retested. I'm looking for a lower low. Okay, I'm looking for a lower low. We could go as low as 1425. Relief rally, and then lower. So guys, I don't believe that we're going to go to all-time highs from this next retest. I don't. I think we're going to get a back test. I think we're going to go lower. And so and again, I've been talking about this as target, okay, and I'm letting you know that I still think we're going to hit that area. We're going to exceed that area. But
good morning, this is Jack from the ArtofChart.net, and this is the pre-market recording for Friday, the 9th of February. Yes. Well, Stan was calling for 26.14 overnight. I was calling for 26.21. We got 26.17, so he was slightly more right than I was, but he looked a little harder at it. So, but I think that's the right sort of area. That's what we were looking for. That's a back test of the head and shoulder neckline. I'm expecting to go down. So might do a little. You see, I've drawn in a resistance trend line here, and I've got a one in shadow slightly higher. I'm wondering whether we might go and establish that trend line, which would set up a nice falling channel. That would be good. This is the main trend line I've been watching on the downside. That's currently in the 25.20 area and dropping, obviously. And what I'm hoping to see. Well, this may be a wedge already. I'd love to see this little move up here to establish the channel, because, well, you can be more sure of a channel when you've got fewer data points. If we can establish that channel, then we've definitely got a channel, whereas here we've just probably got a wedge. So we shall see. All right, let's have a look at NQ. NQ, we've got, I've drawn in a wedge, possible wedge. Again, I've got a shadow possible channel resistance trend line up here. We're pretty close to the head and shoulder target at the low. Not expecting it to stop there particularly, but that's worth noting. Obviously, overnight looks like a flag. I'm expecting this to go down. TF again looks like a flag, looks like it's breaking down. Again, we've got a head and shoulders here. The target there is in the 1430 area, and I'm not seeing any reason why that wouldn't be made. I would say that we've got a possible 60-minute buy signal brewing here. I'm not taking it seriously. I think we're going down.